Welcome back to another episode of About Town with Lee, Russ, and Leah. And yeah, as you know, we're in our home studio, so we're going to take our masks off so that you can actually hear what I'm saying to you today. Welcome back, everybody. Our Loosey Goosey show, as we call it. Well, our goosey side is missing. Russ Halton has he's just on a bit of a vacay. He's feeling better for all of those who saw the pictures on Facebook.
Poor Big Daddy.
Yeah, but he's very, very sore. So once again, it's just myself and Leah in the studio today. Today's show is brought to you by a brand new store. It's a bit of a buzz around town. People are talking quite a bit about it. And it's Grand Cannabis. They're at 374 Guelph Street, down by the subway, right across from Shoeless Joe's. And they're at 905-863-1420. You can also order on their website at grandcannabis.ca as well. There's an issue going out there about cannabis shops not being able to advertise because they're putting it under the smoking laws. And as you know, you can't advertise cigarettes in Canada or North America for that matter now. So they're running it under those laws. I find a little hypocrisy with this one because you can advertise alcohol and beer, which are not medicinal. This is a medicinal situation, and this is how marijuana got legalized in this country, was because of the medicinal end of it was the big key element here. So because we're online, we're not governed by the CRT and Industry Canada, so we can get away with it, and we are going to, because it's a local business, these are local people, and we need to support our local businesses in this town. And there are tons of people in Halton Hills that order online from, you know, BC or whatever. We'll order from in town, grandcannabis.ca, or give them a call. They're doing curbside pickup only, as you know, 905-863-1420. So yeah, we're missing Big Daddy, and yeah, we are missing you, buddy. But thank you for the news. He always does a great job on the news, getting it to me every single week. So there's a lot we've got going on once again, almost as busy as it was last week. Although we do have new provincial pandemic rules in place that mention 5 people are allowed to gather outdoors, like at hockey rinks and stuff like that. Halton Public Health is asking, just don't do it right now. If you don't have to. We're not seeing a lockdown the way we did back in March, I don't think. We're still seeing a lot of people outside. I saw people inside Tim Hortons. I thought Tim Hortons was curbside only. So there's a lot of questions there. Recent social media messaging, outdoor signage from Halton Local Health Unit asked people to have no indoor or outdoor gatherings. Halton Health officials mentioned this has been part of their public health guidance since last year. While provincial public health measures do not state outdoor organized public gatherings and social gatherings are further restricted to a limit of 5 people with limited exceptions. Halton Region's medical officer continues to advise no indoor or outdoor gatherings with anyone outside of their immediate household, stated Halton Public Health in a statement. We've had some people say to us, is this essential? We are media in this town. We don't have really much media in this town with the independent leaving and doing day-to-day stuff. So yes, we are media. We are here to report on what's going on and to advise, even in some cases. In a news release put out late Wednesday, the Ministry of Education, it will not let schools resume in-person learning in 7 different public health units as of January 25th. So kids aren't going back to school next week, as a lot of people were hoping and predicting as of just even a couple of days ago. In-person learning is going to remain suspended in places like Halton Region and Durham, just for the time being, they're saying, according to the ministry posting based on recommendations from Ontario Chief Medical Officer David Williams. So yeah, you know, like I said, a lot of people were really anticipating kids going back to school next week. Does not look like it's going to happen. You know, we've had, as of today, the last number I had was 114 cases in Halton. So our numbers are not going down, people. We are not going down. Now, you have several of those that are a long-term care, but the scary part about this is 71 of those 114 cases are in Milton. So that is scary, scary numbers for the town of Milton, and we need to be doing a better job.
They seem to be a hub I think their numbers always seem to be
always on that higher end. And you know, when you look at the land mass of the population of Burlington and then Milton, and Milton's getting double the numbers that Burlington is, something is seriously wrong. And again, I'm not noticing a lockdown. I don't know about you people out there. I'm not seeing much of a lockdown at all, and our numbers are still going to go up. Now, that being said, if you actually look at the numbers over the last 2 days or whatever, in general in the region, we are actually going down. I did get a message from Big Daddy. He's been messaging me all day, which is good because it's for our news. But I'm just trying to remember how many he said we had in Halton Hills. I can't say. Yeah, so Halton Hills, we have 9 cases in Halton Hills at the moment. So you know, I think the Halton Hills area is not doing too bad, but again, we've got big issues in Milton, and that's scary. And this just came in as well from Big Daddy. A lot of people heartbroken here in Georgetown. A Georgetown real estate agent lost her life to COVID, is being remembered as a devoted mother and loving wife. And we're just getting that in from IFP as we speak. She was 58, and we'll try to get you some more details as we go along. Very sad news, and 58, very young. So just tragic, and we've got to get this under control. And we can't say it enough.
She's only 2 years older than I am. That's scary.
Yeah, you know, and that's, well, this is it can affect any of us. It can affect all of us. We had a 44-year-old lady teacher from Glen Williams that we spoke about last week. Same situation. So very, very sad. The town of Halton Hills has put a bid out here. They're looking for 3 community members to serve on the Public Art Advisory Board as volunteer representatives of the local arts communities. Board members perform an important role in advancing public art in Halton Hills by providing input into public art policies, project proposals, determining appropriate locations, and providing advice on the integration of art into capital projects. And we have a lot of great artists here in the Halton region, and the Halton Gallery is really, really cool. I enjoy going in there. Some of the artwork in there is just absolutely dynamite. Do want to remind you, because I did forget, and Big Daddy's going to kick me in the butt for this, our news is brought to you by, as always, Max Tires, 61 Guelph Street, 905-873-9255. The reason I say that is our commercial on Halton Hills Online, which you need to check out. And actually we have had we've had more listeners on Halton Hills Online than we've ever had, and thank you all. We've had lots of great feedback from it. People are loving the station. They're playing it at work. They're listening at home. The Acton Post Office listens to us every single day. Thank you guys. We love you so much. We love all our listeners, and we thank you very, very much, because it takes a lot to build a station and get it going, and to build a community, and that's what we do.
I listened to it, like I said, last night till the wee hours of the morning with the gatekeeper, because
Willie the gatekeeper.
That's it. And well, I was working away on some online stuff for my business, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I listen to it quite a bit. I listen to it. I Bluetooth it in the car and drive around. I've got a good data package.
Yeah, don't forget you can do that, people.
Exactly. You can just Bluetooth your phone to the car like you do just streaming your music or your Spotify or whatever. Just put the station on. I actually have it bookmarked right on my home page. It's very simple. There's a nice little button right there on my home page.
I'll just zoom in a little here.
There's a little button right there on my home page, and if I push that, if I actually push it, it takes me right to the radio player. It's that simple, people. That easy. Now you're listening to Halton Hills Online. Well, I got it muted because we're in the studio. Anyway, check it out. Take us with you everywhere you go, even though you're not supposed to go anywhere. And that's the other issue too. When you hear stories about Premier Ford going to his cottage over Christmas. This story here. The verdict is in, and it has been decided Stephen Tanner will remain Halton Police Chief. Halton Police Board passed the resolution on Thursday. It says it accepts Chief Tanner's apology for his decision to travel and will take no further action. The motion also says that the board has full, unequivocal confidence in Chief Tanner to remain the Halton Police Service Chief. The head of the local police force has been a concern over 15-hour debate over the past few days by the board, which met 3 times in response to concerns put up forth about Tanner's recent business trip to Florida in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. We do know that Mayor Burton has stepped down as the police board of director, I think it is, they call it, for allowing Chief Tanner to travel. So that, at least there's some repercussions from that, and it just silliness when you hear stuff like this going on. All these other people taking trips. I'm seeing people taking flights to the U.S.
Although I must say, I did see a small clip today when they had the daily COVID stuff that they have,
right.
The CBC News with the different government faculties. One of them did mention one of the really positives about this is that they actually have had 50,000 cancellations for trips, like for March break and upcoming. Right. Yeah. They've had about 50,000 cancellations. So that's a lot.
Yeah, that is huge. And why would you go to Florida and go to spring break?
Well, they're not doing much better down there than we are here. So
exactly. They're worse than we are here.
A holiday's nice, but you're really taking a chance.
You're really taking a big risk, people. That's kind of silly. So yeah, it's you know, I've been saying it all along. There's a lot of wishy-washiness to the rules and the setup and the way everything's done, and a lot of vagueness to it as well. And then you add the hypocrisy on top of that, and this is why people are getting frustrated. And I think part of the reason why we're seeing not much of a lockdown out there, when you see something like Tim Hortons allowing people into the restaurant, well, wait a minute here. How can you do that when it's supposed to be everybody else has got to do curbside? Sorry, it doesn't wash with me. Again, hypocrisy and vagueness are coming into play here. Grand Cannabis can't have anybody in their store, but Tim Hortons can. It doesn't make any sense to me. You know, some of these restaurants have to do takeout only. They can't have anybody seating in, but yet you can walk into Walmart with 150 people in the store. Come on. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
It's I think most of these lockdowns have been a very gray area.
Well, like I say, vague. Very vague.
Very much. And I mean, I get it. They're trying to help business, and I'm all for that, of course. But
the only businesses I see working out of this is the big box stores.
And the little stores that need the help more so than that are really suffering. And we're losing. How many? EB Games is now shut down.
Yeah, EB Games is now gone in Georgetown. And there was a lot of people commented on that. There was a lot of people upset that was gone. And I agree. You know, and they're not a small company. EB Games is a good sized organization. And when they've got to shut their doors, yeah.
There's been a few even larger companies recently I've heard about that they're really starting to struggle.
Yeah, you know, even some of the bigger ones. Well, when you have a company like Amazon that's having a record year, people are ordering online. They're not even doing the curbside.
And it all comes down to money. And I don't mean so much for Amazon, but for people, because they can get, you know, have the Prime. It's free shipping.
Exactly.
So how can you knock it? Because people are struggling as well financially. So they're going to go where it's cheaper. So it is what it is.
And it kills me because I hear so many residents of Halton region, more so Halton Hills and Milton than anybody, about shopping local. Yet, how many boxes of Amazon have you had delivered to your door? And don't lie to yourself, because that's the only person you're lying to. I'm telling you right now, you see those drivers driving around Acton and Georgetown. These guys are busy. And I asked one of the drivers the other day.
Well, they're out at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning because they have so many deliveries.
Yep.
I'm sure they're 12, 14-hour days. They're crazy.
My neighbor got a package the other day, and I asked the guy, I said, how much are you guys making a week? Like, you don't have to tell me. But he goes, dude, I'm clearing a couple grand a week. He says, I'm so busy because deliveries are crazy right now. And everybody, you talk about shop local, well, you know what? Shut down your Amazon account. Get a couple million people doing that, and we'll see how Amazon does after that.
Well, I'm guilty of Amazon, but I have to say, there are things that I order for my business I can't get locally.
Well, there's that aspect too.
And that's usually what I'm ordering.
And there's that aspect too. But when you see somebody that's going and buying these silly trinkets and stuff, when you got all these stores downtown that can't survive, you know, I just look at it and it shake my head. Same with, you know, You got a store in Acton like Vinyl Land where you can buy musical instruments, you can get albums and this, but people are buying them online. Well, why aren't you supporting this guy?
And most of them do curbside pickup. There's a few small pops, mom and pop.
Some are still doing that,
but there's a lot of them to at least try and get something.
It's the easy access to it. Everybody, I get it. I know it. I'm as guilty.
I've
ordered stuff off of Amazon as well. But part of that is because the store I want to go to get it is closed now. So that's why I ordered it.
Yeah.
So, there's that catch-22 situation. But I'm telling you, a lot of people sit there and talk about shopping local, but we are the worst ones of it all that we are buying off of Amazon. So something to think about. Jumping into another story, a widespread search has resulted in the hiring of John Rehill as the town's new fire chief. Rehill leaves his position as the fire chief for the city of Kitchener, a position he held since 2015. A master's degree, along with numerous emergency management and technical fire certificates on top of that, round out his education and ongoing training. Rehill began his career as a volunteer firefighter in RUSS, as Russ, he even put here, pronounced. He gave me the phonetic pronounce.
He does that when I do stuff for the radio too.
As a volunteer firefighter in RUSS, Ontario, and joined Cambridge Fire Department full-time in '91, advancing through the ranks to hold the position of Deputy Fire Chief from 2012 to 2014. So welcome, John Rehill, to the Halton Hills area. We're glad to have you. We have a great fire department. Acton and Georgetown have awesome guys. Love those guys. We do a lot of stuff with them, and they're a lot of fun. Next year, we're going to be doing the 12 Days of Christmas with them. Halton Hills is now a couple of retail...
Hold on. Next year.
Well, this year, right.
Hold on a minute here.
Well,
are we skipping Christmas this year?
2021 is no different than 2020 right now.
I just want to clarify.
Like everybody at New Year's was like, oh, I can't wait for 2021. I'm like, why? It's going to be the same, man.
Well, we only can hope that halfway through, a quarter of the way in, we start to open up a little.
So this year, yes, we will be doing the 12 Days of Christmas with the Halton Hills Fire Department. A great bunch of guys. All of them are dynamite. And you got to think about this. You're running out of a fire, they're running in. Takes a certain kind of mindset to be doing that. So, like I was talking about at the top of the show, we have Grand Cannabis just opened. They did a grand opening on the 15th, but they couldn't because of the pandemic. So we will actually be live from their location once this lockdown has mellowed out a little bit, and we can actually pull that off.
And we actually got a few businesses right now that are sitting and wait for us to be in there with the openings.
Oh, we've got quite a few businesses. We have so many businesses right now. It's funny to see how much of a reaction we've had. And again, thank you all for listening and watching. We do appreciate it. We got to get through these last few stories though, because we've been yakking a bit. Halton Hills has these new cannabis stores, one in Georgetown and one in Acton. T Cannabis is situated at 38 Mill Street and has been authorized to open by the Alcohol and Gaming Commission as of January 19th. T Cannabis has several applications for stores across Ontario, with locations opening in Beamsville, Smith Falls, and the Acton retail location will be their third location. So we had Grand Cannabis open last week for their grand opening, but like I said, we're going to be redoing that grand opening. In accordance with pandemic restrictions, T Cannabis currently at the moment is offering curbside from their location, along with Grand Cannabis as well. So, and like I said, they're at 374 Guelph Street. You can check them out at grandcannabis.ca. Once again, our news brought to you by Max Tires, 61 Guelph Street, 905-873-9255, and don't you forget it. Halton Hills firefighters battled a house blaze on Monday evening that caused roads closures and evacuation. The fire located on 5th Line and 22nd Side Road broke out sometime before 8 p.m. Halton Regional Police mentioned all occupants and pets made it out safely, thank God.
Thankfully.
Yes. Roads were closed in the area for fire crews. Halton posted in a tweet, and the fire is believed to be begun in a bedroom and then quickly spread to the roof. We've seen quite a few fires lately this year, and it's been, I think, again, everybody home. Exactly.
I was just going to say, very few leave their home for any length of time. There's always somebody that's home all the time, so.
So, With COVID-19 impacting many areas of our lives, Town of Halton Hills reminds residents that parks and trails are a great way to enjoy winter and safely participate in winter recreation experiences in their own community. In line with public health guidelines, we're happy to offer opportunity for residents to enjoy the outdoors this winter, commented Mayor Rick Burnett. These opportunities are a great way to stay local and discover your community while keeping physically and mentally active. Now, I got a problem with that, and somebody else out there in video land's going to catch that. They're telling us to stay home, and now these are saying to go out and do things.
Again, the gray area.
The hypocrisy, the vagueness, the wishy-washy of it all is not making any sense. Earlier news stories telling us the public health officials from the Halton region are telling us to stay home, and this is telling us to go out and enjoy our lakes, our trails, and our skating rinks. What do you guys want us to do? Somebody from town council that is watching this, please make us a decision on what is supposed to happen. Are we supposed to stay home, or can we go out on the trails and the parks and the rinks and do this stuff?
There's a lot of banter right now I'm seeing on our pages, you know, with some of the posts that have come out with the town regarding the different frozen water places that we shouldn't be on. And,
well,
you know, they're all saying the same thing. Just stay the hell home.
Yeah.
And just, you know what I mean?
Well, the other issue too is that, you know, a week ago it was so much milder. You couldn't go on the lakes and the waters. Now it's cooling down. It's super risky right now because you've only got a skiff of ice on top right now. It's only been a couple days where it's been cold. You need a month of cold weather to freeze that lake to be safe enough. Solid. So yeah, it's but again, it comes back to that. One's telling us to stay home, and these are public health officials from the region, and then you get public officials that are local, and they're telling us to go out and go skating and go on the lakes or go on the trails and go on and do this stuff. What is it? Please, somebody clue me in on this, because this is where I'm getting upset, and so many others is because they're seeing one story and then another story.
It's frustrating.
And it is.
And you want to do the right thing. Most people want to do the right thing.
Well, well, they do. And they don't know what the right thing is anymore because you guys can't make up your mind. And this is where it becomes a point of where people get angry because they feel like they're being lied to. Bottom line, they feel like they're being lied to when the stories contradict themselves. So there's a problem there. And that's something that needs to be addressed very seriously. And not just from our town council, but from the higher governments up, because why are people flying to the U.S.? Why are the airports not closed? If we are in a lockdown, lock it down. Don't say it's a lockdown and do nothing. Do something about it. Stop flights. People should not be coming into Canada at all. If they're on a trip, too bad. They shouldn't have gone on the trip. There are essentials, some, but what is essential? They're allowing everything's essential now to everybody. So again, need to really work this out, people, because a lot of people are getting very, very pissed off. And
bleep, bleep.
I understand it and I agree with it. And I think they're just in a lot of cases because way too much wishy-washy, vagueness, hypocrisy going on constantly. And it's just sad to see. Anyway, we got to get through a ton of stories. Halton Regional Gary Carr, Mayor Marianne Mead Ward of Burlington, Mayor Burnett from the town of Halton Hills, Mayor Gord Crouch from the town of Milton, and Mayor Rob Burton from the town of Oakville, and Member of Parliament for Milton, Adam Van Couverden, are joining together in support for more than 10 proposals submitted to date to the federal government's $1.75 billion National Universal Broadband Fund. These applications will support our efforts to provide residents in parts of rural Halton with access to more reliable and affordable broadband internet service. This was brought into law by the Canadian government to the CRTC years ago, and the CRTC has done squat like they always do. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan, and unfortunately now we have to get our mayors and people involved in this because people that live in the country can't get universal internet, and I agree.
It's very challenging for people that are not within the boundaries of town.
Absolutely, very hard. And like I said, this was brought in by the federal government to CRTC years ago, and once again, CRTC has dropped the ball. Big shocker, a government organization that dropped the ball. CRTC needs to be revamped, government, if any, please.
Hugely.
big time. It is a bad, bad, bad setup there. 2 Halton hospitals have put forth a virtual new way of raising funds that benefit local residents in a variety of ways. The Georgetown and Oakville Hospital Foundations are now operating separate monthly 50-50 lotteries to help raise money for essential hospital equipment. The Georgetown lottery began in November with a guaranteed prize of $5,000 that will increase once gross sales reach $10,000. November's winner won $6,805, while December's winner pocketed just over $6,000. Meanwhile, the Oakville lottery started this month and is offering a guaranteed prize of $7,500. For pricing information and purchase tickets, you can go to georgetown5050.com or oakville5050.com. That's actually a cool website.
I actually had somebody reach out from the hospital, so we'll talk about that later as well regarding this draw.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Thursday evening, I heard about this story the other day. Thursday evening, 2 men, one armed with a kitchen knife, entered the Daisy Mart on Del Rex and demanded cash.
Again, this is not the first time they've been hit either.
Yeah, they get hit all the time. The one employee complied with the demand, and the men stole an unknown amount of cash from the register before escaping on foot. A heavy police presence were summoned to the robbery, including uniformed officers, K-9 unit, Criminal Investigations Bureau, tactical officers, also identification officers, but no physical injuries to talk about. So best thing to do is comply. Give them the money. Give them whatever they want.
You can replace money. You can't replace your fingers or your hand or your life for that matter.
Exactly. You know, a stab to the chest is just not worth that $150 in the till and a few packs of smokes. So it's like,
let them have it.
Go nuts, man. Can I help carry you to the car?
Yeah. What can we do to help?
Would you like a couple bags for that, sir?
Can I get you a pop while you're emptying the till?
Yeah.
You shouldn't laugh. It's not a joke.
No,
but,
it's sad. It's the fact that it's it's a robbery, but glad that the attendant is okay and no harm was done in that aspect. So speaking about the 50-50 draw, we had some winners there. Congratulations to David Abercrombie of Halton Hills, who matched the final 6 of the 7 encore numbers on his November 9th daily grand ticket, gaining him a $100,000 prize. You play the lottery for fun, and it's only a dream for most people to actually win, he mentioned. Abercrombie is an early riser, so when he got up at 5 a.m., checked his ticket, he was pretty sure he had a winner, but the store didn't open until 6 p.m., so he had to wait. Oh, David, you poor guy. Oh, my God.
Talk about suspense.
Oh, that's hilarious. What a great way to end the show. Oh, my God. I'm glad I read that story last. So, yeah, David, congratulations to winning $100,000. And then just having the patience to wait an hour. Oh, my God. Well, the funny thing is I knew somebody, they had an app. And you could just scan the ticket?
I have it.
Oh, you do have it? Yeah, okay.
It's by the OLG, and it literally, one of the barcodes at the bottom, all you got to do is put it up to it. Right. And it'll say win or not win, and if it's a big win, it doesn't tell you how much. You have to contact them. Right. Because it is, you can't go to the local store. No. to collect if it's in the thousands or whatever.
I don't see the quick pick handing me over $100,000. So
yeah, I don't think that's happening somehow.
So David, congratulations again from all of us. That's awesome. I've never won more than I think $4, I think, on a lottery ticket.
I've won a little more than that, but we're not talking thousands. That's darn sure.
I've never,
I've always said
I've never been that fortunate. I've never had that kind of luck, but
I've always said just give me the encore.
Yeah, I'm not picky. I'm not asking.
I'm not greedy. I just want something extra.
I don't need the grand prize.
We should also mention, don't forget, Symposium is curbside pickup and delivery. Make sure that you do support local with food. They're one of the ones, definitely.
And you've got Appalachian as well. And our good friend JV Clothing, of course. Getting a tap on the head for me. It took me a minute. Yeah, our pal from JV Clothing. Is he doing curbside though?
Yes.
Is he? Oh, okay.
He is.
Great.
He is. So if you want to need any clothing or anything that he
like
sells,
I said, get in touch with us. You want to buy some hats? We've got some toques. We've got t-shirts available, and
we can order sweatshirts. We haven't ordered any at this point. That's going to be more of a made to order. We'll put it together. We've got several that are looking at it, so
Yeah.
it's something that we'll order in.
Absolutely, and you know, you want to get them, get in touch with us on our Facebook page. Not a problem. It's very, very simple to go to. Everybody's on Facebook today. So once again, we want to thank all of our sponsors, our new sponsors, Max Tires. You can get them at 61 Guelph Street, 905-873-9255. And then, of course, our good friends that we're going to be going live to, Grand Cannabis, and you can go to their website at grandcannabis.ca. Get your order. They are doing curbside pickup. That's you can call them as well at 905-863-1420. And like I said, they're at 374 Guelph Street. And let's support our local shops here, people. We need to stop buying on Amazon, man. Like I said, I've purchased a few things on Amazon myself, but I keep it very, very limited. The rest of my stuff, usually I try to shop local 99% of the time. And the only thing I've really ordered off of Amazon is stuff, like I said, the stores are either closed under the pandemic, so I couldn't get in to get it, or they were out of stock.
Or something you can't get.
Yeah, something you just can't get
that's
locally.
That's kind of what I do. If something I can't get here, then that's the route I take.
I thank you all for tuning in once again. Might see Big Daddy back next week. We got to see if we can get rid of the raccoon look under the eyes. I don't want to scare the children when they watch the videos. So, but thank you again for tuning in this week, people. We love you guys tuning in every week to Halton Hills Online, your local new media here in the Halton Hills area. We talk every day about what's going on here at home, and whereas nobody else is doing that right now in the sense of truly local. For Leah, myself, and Big Daddy, and Pearl, who's been quiet today because she got some peanuts, all of us, thank you for tuning in, and have yourselves a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, everyone.